What's up, everybody? Kuroda, of course. Rob here. Welcome back to Kuroda Mob News. We got Mr. James over here, Bacon Mob. Hello.
On my screen, you're pointing to Kev.
Oh. I'll be pointing at you when I edit. I mean,
hello.
Here. Yeah. The intros are getting great. And we have a special guest today. Kev is with us. Hello, Kev.
Hey! How you doing, guys? It's been a minute since I've been on that.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Crew.
It's been a while since you've been on. I think the last time you were technically on is when you called into the Link's Awakening stream and we're like, Bobby!
Yeah.
I was like, Bobby!
I remember falling asleep to your Final Fantasy streams many nights last year.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
no, dude, you know what's funny? I fell asleep. I fell asleep on the last Final Fantasy stream I did. Mm-hmm. And Walt called me. He's like, "Yo, dude, you fell asleep." I'm like, "Oh fuck!" I got like, "All right, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna go to bed." And I just shut off the stream immediately. It was like going for like a solid 2 hours. I was like, "Oh no."
There's a great video somewhere of a guy. We're already getting off track, but I don't care. It's gonna be fun. There's a great video you guys gotta watch on YouTube. Somebody was streaming on Twitch and they fell asleep, and they were playing Majora's Mask. So as the time was running out, more and more people come to the chat and they're like, "No, there's only 2 hours left or something. There's only it's." And when it got to the dawn of the final day, it was really crazy. And then the person woke up after a while and "Oh shit, I fell asleep." It was really funny. Anyway, as the title suggests, today we have we're gonna do some E3 predictions. It's almost that time. We're what, 2 weeks out, a little less now, from E3.
That's tomorrow.
Nope, not yet.
What?
You ruined it. No, I'm just kidding. No, we're a little less than 2 weeks out, and we wanted to do a predictions video. So I thought it'd be fun if we had a guest, and I thought I would invite Kevin. So welcome, Kevin.
Thanks, boys. Thank you.
Of course. And keep an eye out. We've already been talking about we'd like to do some big roundtable discussion at the end. So we'd like to get some more guests, some other Kuroda crew people, some other people. We'll see. But either way, that should be fun. And for this video, we were talking. What do you guys think? Just kind of pretty loose. I've heard some rumors, and there's some. I'm pretty sure Nintendo, was it today or yesterday, confirmed that they're going to the time and date and how long their direct's going to be. It's 40 minutes, and
yeah, something crazy
Microsoft, I think
Switch Pro is getting leaked or something.
Oh yeah, that's part of the rumors too.
Or on Amazon or something. Yeah.
Oh, I heard that. Yeah, I actually did hear that. And Microsoft too. They I think announced their dates, and there's been a few others, but there's a plethora of people. And by people I mean studios and companies that are going to be at E3, so I don't think we're going to cover all of them, but as far as the major, gaming companies, we'll talk about the main ones anyway, so anybody have a place they wanted to start?
I guess for me, I'll start with Capcom, because I just finished Resident Evil 8. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, there were everyone's saying "Oh, there's plot holes in it," blah, blah, blah. But dude, it's such the perfect setup as well, in a sense, for the Resident Evil 4 remake, which I hope gets they talk about that, because dude, that's bananas. Because it's because I loved the other two remakes, the 2 remake and the 3 remake, but they both had a decent amount of disappointing kind of sections in them. At least for me, the more disappointing one was Resident Evil 3, but it was still fun to play. It was still great to just for a good throwback. But there was so much they cut out of it and everything. So I'm hoping they don't do that to Resident Evil 4, because it's even regular Resident Evil 4, it's it's a hard game to really speed run, because a lot of the Resident Evil games were made at first to I wouldn't say made to be speedrun, but made to just go at a very quick pace. So I'm hoping that it didn't I don't know, man. I just hope they don't, screw it up. And it's like all like wacky, zany,
I think,
dorpy,
talked about that in an episode, didn't we,
etc.
James? Didn't they say that they were gonna change their approach with Resident Evil 4? I'm pretty sure we reported on that in like one of our first episodes.
As far as I remember, yeah, there was some kind of like leaked rumor that an outside studio was originally doing the remake,
Oh
but
yeah.
then Capcom kind of rebooted it because they wanted to make it like more like the original Resident Evil 4. Like they felt like it was getting too far away from like the vision of the original game. That was the rumor that I heard.
Yeah, I think there was quite a bit of news on that. So I agree. I hope if they did change the direction or whatever, I hope that I thought I didn't play the third one. I heard a lot of people complain about some of the stuff you were saying about 3, but I did run through 2 with Matt on here actually, and I thought that Resident Evil 2 remake was really good. So hopefully
Oh, no,
they
that was
don't mess
great.
up the 4th one, because I mean that is the most beloved game in the series.
Again, I hope they don't like cut out like too much, and I just hope they're just super like dedicated to like the original one. But of course, like have its like differences and stuff. Like other like keep it like a little fresh, but still have just like that core like okay, save the president's daughter, etc. Like all the other bosses just boom, that's it.
I think it's hard with a game like that
Even if it's got
to decide where to go with it, because you could either go the route of remaking the game like almost a carbon copy, but then you're going to get criticism about it that, oh, it's way too much like the original. But then if you try to do something different and you go too different, then you're going to get from the other direction that it's way too different and what were they thinking sort of thing. So they really, I think, have to tread on
A tightrope.
tightrope, yeah. So
Yeah, I think it's
No,
it's hard with Resident Evil 4 too, because like 2 and 3 were like remakes of like PS1 games, so like they obviously had to make some pretty substantial changes. But like, um, you're seeing remakes of games like Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls that don't change anything. Like they just make the graphics better.
hmm
So they could kind of like I could see them going more that route with Resident Evil 4, because like I mean they could update the controls a little bit, but in terms of like the core gameplay, they wouldn't technically have to change that much.
they could be super lazy. Like if they want to take the lazy route, they could just use that engine from Resident Evil 2 and use that almost the exact same physics and everything, and just boom, Resident Evil 4 remake.
dude, dude, the RE engine is just like it's fucking. I'm sorry.
It's impressive, like
It's
especially in
beautiful, dude.
8.
It's such like a good.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's incredible. So I mean, honestly, again, dude, if they do like literally what you said, like oh yeah, let's just like put it right into like the RE engine, just RE4, boom, in this engine, perfect. I'll
It's
take
weird
it.
too
No
how
matter
that
what.
how that VR remake exists as well.
Yeah.
But it's like using the original graphics.
Yeah. It'd be cool to see them do that with the new remake graphics, because I'm sure it's at least going to look really good,
Yeah, I would hope so.
So do you guys think that we're going to actually finally see something of Resident Evil 4 at E3, or?
I really hope so.
I hope so.
I hope so too.
I hope so. It's such like, dude, like that's again, like you said, man, like it's one of the most like hyped like Resident Evil games, if not also one of the most like hyped games of like all time. Like it's such a good like survival horror like action shooter. It's it kind of hits all the bases. Like it's not super scary. There are moments where you're just like, oh shit, like Delago's like shooting up out of the out of the lake and stuff and etc. and like whatnot. But it's a great I love it, and I would say it's a really just kind of sticks with you like childhood game, because like I know so many people are just like, oh dude, Resident Evil 4 is like I grown up playing that and stuff. So
I'd also love to see a collection of Resident Evil games. That'd be really cool. I mean, I don't see any incentive for them to do that, because so many of the games are on pretty much all the platforms and you could just buy them individually, but it'd be really neat to see a collection of like the first 4 games in their original, just like the original versions of them. But
yeah, or do like
awesome,
a collection of like the lesser known games.
yeah,
Like,
that would
like
be cool.
First person shooter and a light gun game, I think.
Yeah.
And there was like I
Survivor.
think there was a Game Boy Color Resident
Yeah.
Evil, and I think there was also a DS one.
Yeah, there's one for the 3DS too.
Yeah.
That would be neat.
Yeah, that's I think Revelations was that one. I think that one's been ported to like everything at this point, though.
Yeah, Revelations. Yeah, I just played that on PS4 and everything.
Anything else for Capcom that you guys think could be coming? Like,
I mean, Monster Hunter just had a new entry. I don't know. Drawing a blank.
maybe a Mega Man game. Who knows?
Could
I
be.
think,
It wasn't.
I don't
Oh
know.
yeah. Maybe Mega Man. What are we
No,
on?
no, no,
12
you
or
go.
13? Like they could do another 2D one.
Yeah. I
Sorry,
wonder how
what do you
11
think?
did, and I think that must have done okay anyway.
Well, they did 12,
Mm-hmm.
didn't they? Was 12 the one that they like used 3D graphics, but it was like a 2D, like NES game?
I thought that was 11, but I could be wrong. I don't know the Mega Man series too well, to be honest.
I think there were 2 that were done with like NES crap. Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, so 9 and 10 were the new ones with NES graphics, and then
Mhm.
11 was the 3D one.
Yeah, 11 was the one. It was on the Switch and like everywhere else. You also mentioned, Kev, like Konami, that there's been some rumors about them. I mean, Konami's been pretty crappy for quite a while now, and it'd be nice to see them do something with like Metal Gear Solid or very far-fetched. Be cool to see Castlevania, but I doubt it. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, there is renewed
that'd
interest
be
in that
nice.
because of
Yeah.
Smash Brothers, I guess.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
they-
like Smash and like the anime and stuff.
That's it, yeah.
I think I heard again. It's one that kind of goes like, you know, like up and around a lot. I heard that I think somewhere like a few months ago they were like, oh, like they just I think they reopened like and like going back into like Silent Hill and stuff like that.
Oh
and
yeah, they
everything,
talked
so
about
it's like,
Silent Hill. Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe.
It'd be cool to see them do some more, like
I
go
wish-
back into some of those
yeah.
franchises and release some of those games on actual consoles and, you know, step away from mobile games and stuff for a minute.
Yeah, like pachinko machines.
Yeah, right? Because there's
Yeah.
so many of they have so many of those classic franchises. It'd be great to see like, a new Metal Gear Solid or a new Castlevania or something, or a Silent Hill.
Or Contra, even.
Dude, even
That'd be
if
cool.
they-
Contra.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or even if like they like remade them or something. Like, dude, like look at yeah, like if they did like a whole freaking cause they basically remade Metal Gear Solid 3, but
Mhm.
into a pachinko machine. It's like, dude, it looks so beautiful, and then you just like, oh no, you gotta like play pachinko now. It's like, dude, I really gotta fly to Japan and just fucking do
Yeah.
burn up my whole like life savings just to like finish this game, which I probably won't even be able to finish because I'll be in like debt by the time I have to like fly back to like New Jersey.
And then they had a
But, yeah.
they had that mobile Castlevania game that they were going to release that never got released. It randomly got released in Canada though, oddly enough.
Oh yeah.
It was like a
They
free-to-play
just did, like, test
game.
market thing.
Yeah, and I was thinking, man, it would be really cool to see them do a new Castlevania game, but won't keep my hopes up on the Konami front, I have to say.
I don't blame it.
Did you hear the other rumor that's been going around? I don't know what you guys think of this, and I'm only mentioning it because Sega is going to be there, and they already had. I wonder what they'll show because they already had that like Sonic anniversary stream recently. But did you hear the rumor that Microsoft? People think that Microsoft are purchasing Sega. I'm a little like, I don't know, maybe.
I mean, there's probably rumors that Microsoft is purchasing a whole lot of different people at this point.
Yeah.
Just been randomly buying studios.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. If anyone's tried to do that before, like, has anyone ever tried to like kind of merge with Sega in the past?
I don't know. Not
Or
sure.
approach them about it?
I mean, aside from like Nintendo, no.
I just like.
Right? Because Nintendo, they like, I mean, I don't know.
I guess Microsoft is still having trouble gaining relevancy in Japan, so that would potentially help them do that.
Yeah, yeah.
But it would be, I imagine it'd be pretty expensive, because Sega's, they're just like a development studio. Like, they're a huge publisher.
It would be a smart move on their part if they could do it, because like you said, they've never made it in Japan. So if they could secure a big Japanese company like that, then yeah. But I don't know. I feel like it's a little far-fetched personally, but weirder things have happened, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that would be like some pretty serious consolidation.
Yeah.
It'd be bad for the industry if that happened.
Yeah.
Sega owns a ton of studios.
Yeah, I don't know what I would think about that personally. I kind of hope it's not the case, but in a weird way I could see it. So it's just one of those rumors that have been flying around. I just wasn't sure if you guys had heard about it. It's a weird one. I don't think it's true, but if it is, that'll be something.
Yeah. While we were talking about Japanese publishers, I was kind of, I know Square is going to be Square Enix. I still call them Square.
I know, dude. If you grew up in the '90s, early 2000s, like I'll always think of them as SquareSoft.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they just announced those Dragon Quest games. I'm still hopeful that they're gonna do like Final Fantasy HD 2D remake as well. That would be amazing.
We've talked about that, and that Dragon Quest 3 remake looks amazing, and I agree. I would love to see Final Fantasy 6 in that remake. I think they could pull it off with 4 even, and of course Chrono Trigger would look amazing like that.
Sure.
But Dragon Quest 3 looks beautiful, and somebody even made a good point. Like when they did that Dragon Quest anniversary stream, I don't know why. I guess like pretty much every great game franchise seemingly has an anniversary this year.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's like Metroid, Zelda's 35th.
Yeah, Zelda, Metroid,
And
Sonic,
Echoes.
Dragon Quest. Then there's specific games that have anniversaries. Like, I think Mario RPG is at 25 years, which means I think maybe Chrono Trigger. Anything released in '96.
Oh, Mario 64 would also
Yep.
be 25 years.
Yep, there's a whole bunch of I think. I'm trying to think. There's a few others. Zelda and Metroid are the big ones, though. Sonic.
But it'd be nice to see something about Final Fantasy 16. I mean, it was surprising to see as much as we did when they first announced it. It's like they already have gameplay of this. Like, what? And I know that they're probably going to be showing Final Fantasy 7 Remake Intergrade, but I'm hopeful that they like actually show something from the second part of the remake.
Yes. Yeah.
That would be nice too.
That would be really cool, and I also wonder. I would love to see a Switch release of what is it? Final Fantasy Ever Crisis? Is that what it's called? Where it has a remake of all of them. It's gonna be on mobile. You remember?
Of 7, yeah.
I would
It's
love
like
to see
all
that
the-
on the Switch.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you saw that.
I never heard that.
It hasn't gotten a lot of coverage, surprisingly, but yeah, they're like remaking Final Fantasy 7 again.
Yeah.
But like, it's more of an actual remake. It's not like a reimagining. It's just like
Yep.
it's the game with better graphics. But then they're also adding in like all the different spin-offs, like Dirge of Cerberus and
Crisis
Core
Core,
Crisis,
and-
Crisis Core.
seemingly a game version of Advent Children.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, like basically every Final Fantasy VII spin-off is going to be in this one title. It's called Ever Crisis, and the catch is it's only on mobile. So
And that you have to pay separately for
Yeah.
episodes.
You
But
do.
you can't just buy the whole thing.
Yeah. But everybody was saying in the comments, like I was watching when I was looking at the trailer for it and everything on YouTube. Everybody in the comments were like, "Put this on Switch! Put this on Switch!" You know, it would be amazing.
They should, you know.
That would be
They
really
should.
cool.
I mean, dude, they have mobile games like that they ported to Switch. I couldn't see why not, but
Yeah, and
they
it's.
did,
Go
Final
ahead.
Fantasy
Sorry,
15.
James. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say they did the Final Fantasy 15 Pocket Edition on the Switch, so
Yeah.
there's like precedent for sure.
But it for people who were looking for more of a straight up remake of Final Fantasy VII, it almost seemed like the dialogue from what I even saw looked almost exactly the way it was in the game. So it looks really good. You should check that out after this, Kev. I think it's called Ever Crisis or something, but I would love to see some kind of release on, like a platform release or something on it. I'd even take it on Steam or something.
I wish.
There's also rumors that, again, rumors, or I guess, but that because Square Enix has does the Marvel properties, they're going to be doing a Guardians of the Galaxy game. That'd be kind of cool. I'm not, like, I'm going to be straight up with everybody. I don't really care about Marvel, but I do really like Guardians of the Galaxy movies. They're really good. And that'd be kind of neat. Yeah.
I feel like
Everybody's
Telltale
getting their own
did
heroes.
some Guardians games
Mm.
before they
Yeah.
closed anyway.
Yeah, they did like it was like the and stuff like that, like in that kind of style. It was like a point.
Sorry, you went out there for a second, Kevin. It was in what style?
Oh no, it was kind of just like it's like the point and click kind of style.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Walking Dead and like Wolf Among Us and stuff like that.
I wouldn't be surprised if we got a few surprises from Square Enix because they're seemingly re-releasing. Like they've actually been doing some pretty exciting things. We might even see what is it, Project Triangle? But we might see that in
Yeah.
Nintendo Direct. Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, if we're gonna see it anyway, probably a Nintendo's thing. But yeah, we could. I mean, how long has it been since the demo came out now?
Oh God, let's think. When was the last big Nintendo Direct? I guess that would have been January. So they're probably. It's possible we could hear something. I guess maybe not. It's been like 6 months though, almost.
They're doing that same thing where they like have a survey for people who played the demo, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they're like taking the feedback into consideration.
Yeah, and it's the same thing they did with Octopath Traveler.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody, Kev, you got anything else for Square Enix like that you'd want to see or you think they might do?
I mean, hey man, like I'd like to see them. I mean, I would like to see them remake, Final Fantasy IV in some kind of fashion.
That'd be
you were
amazing.
saying, like almost as of like a Final Fantasy VII remake, but dude, that game's been remade like so many times.
Oh, 4, yeah,
Like,
I know.
So it's just I'll take it and leave it.
I'll-
So, dude, I literally bought that on the GBA like a few months ago. So.
You got that on Super
They
NES
got
too,
the
right?
GBA remake. They got freaking. Oh yeah, I got like almost everything.
I would love to see that game come back. That and 6. I think they're both underrated.
I've always wanted to play 6. That's the one with like Terra and like the mechs and stuff like
Yep.
that, right? Or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the game Octopath Traveler? How it has that like 2D? It has the 2D sprites and like the 3D backgrounds.
Oh yeah, dude. If it was done like that, that'd be awesome.
That's what we're saying. That would be, James and I have said several times, that would be the perfect style for Final Fantasy VI as a remake. And I think they could probably pull it off with Final Fantasy IV. If Dragon Quest III
Oh yeah.
looks as good as it does, I think Final Fantasy IV would look really good too. Polish up some of those sprites a little bit so they're a bit more detailed, but otherwise I think that it would look great in that, I don't know why they don't have every single Final Fantasy out in that yet, like those early ones.
It sucks too, because like on the PSP they did like really nice looking like high resolution versions
Mm-hmm.
of Final Fantasy 1 and 2, and they also did 4, and they like did like a complete collection. It included the like WiiWare sequel, but it was like remade in that graphic style. And they just haven't released those on any other system. Like they're just on only on the PSP.
You gotta love it. You gotta love when games like that just kind of end up in purgatory for years, and then finally somebody eventually goes, "Hey, maybe we should release that," and then it comes out. But yeah, it'd be neat to see something like that, or like I said, a new remake, something fresh with it. I mean, like I've said before, they've done so much with the Mana series randomly, which don't get me wrong, I like the Mana games I have played, but they're not as big as like Final Fantasy or Chrono or some of their other franchises, you know. So I don't know. It'd be nice to see them do more remakes. It's cool to see what they have up their sleeves.
Didn't they just release like a Mana game like not too long ago?
They've released a ton, dude. They released that remake of Secret of Mana. I think it was PS2 exclusive, or excuse me, PS4 exclusive. They released the Japanese sequel, Trials of Mana. It came out and everything. They had a Secret of Mana collection, and I think they might have had one other. Oh, Legend of Mana. I think they announced on the last Nintendo Direct. So, like, pretty much that entire series has been released, but there's still, you know, nothing from the Chrono games or nothing, like again, like what James was saying, I don't understand why those early Final Fantasy games haven't been remade in some capacity, you know?
Yeah, no, it's weird, man. I feel like I don't know. Like, I feel like some of the creators, they just have like a weird time with like the fan service and stuff like that. Just like,
well,
hey,
especially the company.
like, you know, the game we previously released forever ago. You know?
Yeah, especially Square Enix, they can be a bit. They remind me of Nintendo sometimes, where they're a bit tone deaf. You know, they're like kind of deaf to what their fans want, I think. But anyway, it's a different discussion. Did you guys want to move on to like the two major companies, Microsoft and Nintendo, that are going to be there? Sony obviously isn't going to be there again.
Yeah, Sony's up. It's funny how Sony's the one off doing their own thing now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I expect big things from Nintendo. It feels like they've kind of just been holding everything close to their chests for E3.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, the rumor mill around them is like swarming with all kinds of stuff. I don't want to indulge all of them too much because I've gotten hyped up in the past about certain rumors that were definitely going to be true and then never happened, you know. James, do you remember how long they were talking about that everybody was going, what was Retro Studios working on? There's going to be this like Star Fox racing game or, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then nothing ever came of that. That was a rumor for God, I think like 2 years or something, and then nothing ever came of it. So I try not to get.
I heard about it so much that I was like fairly sure they were gonna announce it.
Same, and same with the Metroid Prime trilogy. And then somebody from Retro said that it would be really difficult to port, I think, the third game to the Switch.
Actually, yeah, like he didn't say that it would be impossible, but he said it would be like a lot more work than people think.
Yeah.
To like have non-motion controls for Metroid Prime 3.
So you never know with rumors. It's you know, again, that annoying saying that everybody always says, take it with a grain of salt. But I think the one that, and Kevin mentioned it in the beginning of the episode, the one that has really been going on for a long, long time, and I guess I read there's an Amazon listing for it now, is the Switch Pro.
Yeah, there's people who are like really banking their reputations on this. Like, I think Bloomberg is the place that's like, no, this is happening. Like they just keep doubling down on it.
Yeah. What do you guys think of that? Would you are you interested in the Switch Pro? Do you think it's gonna be?
Yeah, I mean, dude, look, I still got my like 3DS, like the first one. It runs just about everything I have for it pretty well. Dude, the same thing with my game, you know, everything. I'll take it or leave it, you know. I mean, if it's like, oh, it has like great battery life, etc. I might look into it, but other than that, dude, honestly, I'm pretty content with the Switch I got.
If it can play 4K games in 4K, and suddenly you'll be able to play like, you know, something like Resident Evil 8 on your Switch, or, I'm trying to think of other.
They did actually speaking of that for a second. They did release a version of Resident Evil 7 on the Switch, but you can only stream it, which is really weird.
Really? That I didn't know.
It was only in Japan as well, I think.
Japan right now. Yeah. Yep. Only in Japan.
Maybe, like, I don't know. I'm still not really convinced that Nintendo would go that route. Like, especially the whole 4K thing, because like they've never been the types to like jump on tech trends like that.
I've always thought the same thing, James. Continue what you're saying, but I completely
it took
agree
them so
with that.
long just to embrace HD, and
yeah.
I also I'm like in the same boat as Kevin. Like I'm very content with my Switch that I have, apart from Joy-Con drift.
yeah, fair.
But there's also the fact that like if you're gonna be downloading games that can run in 4K onto your Switch, like it's gonna have to have some pretty beefy memory, because those games are gonna be taking up a lot more room on your system.
Yeah.
You big friggin' unit to like, you know, if like James said, like it's gonna like run 4K, have like good battery life, and like good amount of space, storage space, etc. Like it's gotta be a big hunkin' piece of machinery, man.
Yeah, I agree. It's with all of the hardware issues the Switch has had, to have now a more powerful system that, you know, like you said, James, I mean, they've had issues with Joy-Con drift, they had issues with overheating for a while, and I mean, you assume you're going to have a bigger, more powerful Switch, that it's going to require a lot more power, and I can imagine that unless they've really fixed that issue, that that could be an issue, overheating. And yeah, there's just like the space is a huge issue. I mean, I don't know. I've already pretty much filled my memory card, and I just bought like 128 gig, I think. Yeah, and it's already almost full. So
that's really not hard.
Yeah.
And like, there's also like the whole chip shortage going on right now. Like. And there's the fact that the Switch is selling like crazy, and it's like, why would they bother messing with a good thing?
They did release that. You know what though? If you think about it though, they did release that. What was it? 3DS XL. It was only like a year or two.
3DS?
Yeah. Then is that what it's called? The new 3. No, I think it was the 3DS XL, which had that second. Not Joy-Con. Why am I thinking analog stick on it? Yeah, and it was I guess it could, certain games could play for it, and they did that pretty late in the system's life cycle, so maybe. But I also agree with you, James. They've never been on like digital trends and trying to make like the most powerful hardware they can, and I can't see Nintendo really caring about 4K. You know,
it almost seems like that new 3DS was like kind of only released so that the new Monster Hunter could take advantage of it, because Monster Hunter is so huge in Japan. I don't know. And yeah, I think the XL, with like the more powerful XL, was the only one that came here. And Japan got like the way cooler. They got a new 3DS, like smaller one in Japan, but we didn't get it here, and it was like so much cooler because it had like swappable faceplates, and it had the Super Famicom colors for the buttons.
Oh, that's awesome. I think I have seen
America. America doesn't get that.
Yeah. It's like when Samus Returns came out. I think it was Europe got this amazing. Sorry, brain
like
can't.
A special edition.
Can't compute. Yeah, they got a collector's edition which had so much cool merch and stuff in it, and it had the like custom 3DS. It was great, and yeah. Ugh. We don't get the cool stuff like that, unfortunately, over here.
Yeah, but I mean, they might do some kind of like slight upgrade like that, but the rumors seem to be more so that it's going to be like substantially more powerful.
I think it's going to be a situation kind of like, do you remember last year when there was the rumor for Paper Mario, and the rumor ended up becoming true, but the rumor was they're going to go back. At first it was like it's a complete remake of the first game and they're going to go back to the original Paper Mario, and then it ended up just being Origami King, which didn't really, like, it just did something slightly different than Color Splash. And I think it's the same case with the rumors with this, where, like you said, they might have some kind of upgraded version of the Switch, but it being this, like, you know, running games at 4K and all this stuff, like, I think that's kind of exaggerated. It's probably going to be something like, hey, look, it's, I don't know, you can now, I don't know, hook up something to, I don't know, I can't even think of anything, but, you know, it's going to be like some gimmicky Nintendo thing. It's not going to be what everybody thinks it is.
Either that or it'll just be like the slightest spec boost that
Yeah.
you like, won't even notice, and it'll like run certain games a little faster, but that's it.
Now with like 100 gigs more space. And I don't know. But yeah, it being something that's going to be able to compete with next gen consoles in terms of power, I don't think so. That's my opinion.
I don't believe it.
What do you guys think in terms of games? Like, realistically, you think we'll see from Nintendo? They announced like about a 40-minute direct, which is about par for the course for them. Speaking of which, Mario Golf is coming out.
It's hard to know. Like, I'm sure there'll be some kind of surprise.
Again, there's been tons of... You think we'll see Breath of the Wild too?
What do you think, Kev?
I don't know, and like I keep hearing like people like, oh yeah, like there is gonna like be like a little teaser, but then like I also keep hearing a lot of like, no, they're not gonna say anything about it till like next year. So I feel like that's a real toss up.
Now, their announcement did say that they're going to be talking...
35th anniversary of like.
Sorry, I think there's a slight lag, Kev.
Oh, okay.
I think their announcement did say that they were going to focus... They were going to talk about games in 2021, but also, like, I think I don't know if it's a 2021 and beyond, and other future games or something like that. So, the one thing I think seeing footage of Breath of the Wild 2 or something on it has in favor for is that they're not just sticking to their 2021 releases, so maybe?
Yeah, even if it's not coming this year, we might still see it. Kind of thing. Be good.
Did he get announced? 2020 or 2019?
I think it was 2019 E3, wasn't it? Because 2020 didn't happen, so the E3, and I'm pretty sure it happened at E3 in 2019.
I believe that's right. Yeah. I would hope they're gonna do something for the Zelda's anniversary, like whether it's like remake another game or do some kind of a collection.
I could see a collection, personally.
Like, I guess we're technically getting Skyward Sword. I don't know that anyone really wants or cares about that.
What I think is what's unfortunate, James, and I don't want to rehash something and get your blood boiling again here, but Mario 3D All Stars did pretty well, and I could see them being kind of lazy and being like, all right, let's just throw Majora's Mask, Ocarina of Time, and like Wind Waker. We won't remaster them. We'll just put them in there like the original versions, and we'll charge $60 for it. I could see them doing something like that personally.
If all they did though was just put on Wind Waker HD, and then just like up-res the 3DS versions of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask,
that'd be great.
That would be enough for me. Like that would be more than enough.
That'd be great, yeah. But like, just because it's Nintendo, it's like, you know, they're gonna do the N64 version like versions
They
of the two
probably
games.
will.
And it's like, don't worry, we also threw in Zelda NES for you as well. Maybe throw a bone.
It'll be just like that collector's edition
Yeah,
on the GameCube.
for the GameCube. Yeah.
Yeah,
Watch
I was
them just
thinking
literally
that, yeah.
re-release that exact same game. Oh my god.
Yeah. For $60, you can get Zelda 1, Zelda 2, and the N64 versions of Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
And a 20-minute demo of the Wind Waker.
Yeah, and
Still
no
have that
Link to the
20-minute
Past.
demo.
No Link to the Past.
Oh man.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's your Zelda All-Stars for the anniversary.
Yeah. What do you want to see, Kev, from Nintendo? What do you think? What do you think they got? You've been a little quiet.
I don't know, man. I'm interested in seeing a new Smash Fighter or two.
Oh yeah, of
I
course.
heard, like there's either gonna be one or two. So I mean, dude, hey man, it could be the boy Gino. You never know. It could be like my one friend was saying Phoenix Wright. I was like, dude, that's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That would be kind of interesting.
Can't be
and,
Gino.
Dude, like I really hope it's just, dude. If it's Gino, then Robbie, that's when you can just like die happy.
I don't think it can
That's
be
like-
though,
that's
because
what, like,
he became a
Bob-
me. He's a me costume,
Oh.
dude. I wish, but he's a me costume.
Well, so what? Bob Samus has a me costume. Fox has a me
Fair,
costume.
fair.
Don't mean anything.
You can't
No,
get a
I'm
guy's
saying.
hopes up when they've already
They
been
could still
destroyed.
do Sans, dude. If they did Sans, I'd do it.
Some people were saying Waluigi because of that Mario Golf game that's coming out, that it would be like a good timed release, and that I'd honestly be pretty happy with that.
If that's like the last one, thank God.
Have you
Thank
guys
God,
seen
dude. Like,
the
they
new?
finally ended on that note.
Have you guys seen some of the new renders of Waluigi, for
No.
for the new golf game, like Mario Golf, and there's another
What?
new one.
Yeah, one of them wasn't even for Mario Golf.
Yeah.
It was for like the new Switch, the new Joy-Cons. And
Yeah.
they're like, let's just make a render of Waluigi doing some like mildly sexual.
It was
poses for the-
Waluigi. I'll put him up here, like on either side here. Kev, it was Waluigi with a rose in his mouth, and his butt was kind of out, and he was looking all like sassy.
Oh yeah, that's funny.
And then he's just like kind of looking like a gangster in the new Mario Golf. He's got like a purple fedora on and like a vest, and he like it's like the two sides of Waluigi, you know, menacing and fabulous.
I'm a really big fan of them like having new outfits for them in the sports games and not just having like their regular outfits. They
Oh,
have,
it's
like,
great.
They're like casual sports gear that they wear.
Wario looks great too, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who else are you thinking, Kev? Who else would you like to see for Smash?
Oh, dude. I don't know, man. I mean, there's still a good amount. I mean, just not a Fire Emblem character, dude. Like,
God, I hope
or
not.
like some like wild, wacky like promotion for like a future title. It's like, dude, just give us like a character that like everybody knows. Like, for the love of God, like, I'm begging you, please, Daddy Sakurai, I'm begging you, on my hands and knees, you know, I'll take a shot in the mouth, dude, just give me something good, please, for the love of God, just like, you know, I don't know, man,
A lot of people
Doom
want
guy?
Crash.
I don't know.
You know.
Dude, I mean, Crash would be kind of cool, because, like, the Insane trilogy is there, so that makes sense.
And the fourth game just came out. They might at least have one, like if they revealed two characters, they'd probably have at least one that was somehow related to the presentation. So maybe they'll release a game, like announce a game or something or whatever. You know, I mean, with Zelda's 35th anniversary, I'd love to see a new Zelda character, personally. I think we're long overdue for a new Zelda character. It's all, like, there's 3 different Links.
When was the, I mean, I guess they changed Link for Ultimate.
Yeah, they changed them up a little bit. They gave them like the bombs and stuff, and they're like a different like. I don't know. I just have to break apart. But yeah,
Hey.
no, they changed them up a little bit, and like I feel they all play like slightly different. But but the casual players, it's like I don't know.
The last time there's technically been a new character, like a new character, was Toon Link and Brawl. So they haven't had a new Zelda character in a long time. Like maybe because of Skyward Sword HD, they do somebody like Girahim, or if there's some kind of collection, they could do that. Sorry,
they gotta do Groose. If they're gonna do a Skyward Sword character, they gotta do Groose. Because there's a lot of Groose fans out there. I'm trying to think of like the most obscure character they could do. I mean, they could still do Skull Kid.
That would be cool. Skull Kid would be awesome. If they do a new, I'm hard pressed to know. I kind of stopped following the Smash rumor mill a while ago. But yeah, I could see them doing like one in-house Nintendo character if they do two, and then one third-party character. So.
I was gonna say before, I wonder if maybe they do like a Resident Evil character.
That would be so cool.
Oh, dude,
like
if
they could
we
do
were Jill
Leon.
Valentine, I'd have a full typey, dude. You have no idea.
Or even like do like a Dragon Quest
like
thing, where like they just have like a general Resident Evil character, and like the different skins are just different people from the series.
I always thought that would be a good idea because I mean they all use the same weapons for the most part, right? So just switch the skins out,
Yeah, it'd just be like pistol, knife, rocket launcher.
Yep. Easy. They probably play similar to Snake, I'd imagine.
Yeah, probably like a mix of like Snake and like Joker, because Joker's pistol and stuff.
Yeah, I could see that. I wore the shirt for this. I try to be topical with my shirts. I want Metroid news. Like, come on, I want Metroid news. Even if it's just like if it's something like, doesn't even have to be a trailer. Like something about Metroid Prime 4, or one of the biggest rumors, and there's even a listing on this on some, I think it was Amazon or something like that, for a new Metroid game, and I would love like a 2D, 3D Metroid again, but give me my Metroid.
Yeah,
it's the 35th anniversary of Metroid as well, and they haven't done shit for it. Sorry to steamroll you. Go ahead.
No, you just while you were ranting about it, your video froze while you were like really angry and passionate. And your hands were
Yeah.
Give me Metroid. That's all I want.
But yeah, like Mercury Steam should totally remake Super Metroid. Like that's really all I want from them.
I would actually prefer a new Metroid, because to me, Super Metroid is one of those rare perfect games, and I don't think it needs to be remade. I wouldn't say no to a Super Metroid remake, but I also don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, that's understandable. Or even like I really wish Nintendo would kind of embrace this idea of just like remastering games, and not necessarily like completely remaking like an old Game Boy game in 3D graphics, but just like up-resing it a little, like adding some quality of life changes.
I agree.
Something like that. Because like Super Metroid is one of those games where I feel like you don't even really need to change that much.
No, not at all.
Oh, it's perfect. Yeah, it's just like give it some TLC and boom, put it right out.
The other big rumor was, and I thought this one was interesting. Again, this will be the last rumor I guess I mentioned, because rumors are rumors, but I just thought this one was super, super interesting because it's a little bit out of the box. It's not brand new, but it's a little out of the box. And that's a Donkey Kong game made by the Mario Odyssey team. Like a 3D Donkey Kong game. Like
that would be honestly great.
Yeah. That would be awesome.
Like, it'd be so cool to see that team like think a little more outside the box, in terms of a platformer, and like just try some new stuff.
Yeah.
And they have made a Donkey Kong game in the past. They made Donkey Kong Jungle Beat.
Yeah. So why not? Like a Donkey Kong 64 style Donkey Kong game. Imagine if they remade Donkey Kong 64. That would be bananas.
That would be bananas. Thank you for that. They'd have to do some I feel like they have to overhaul that game quite a bit.
Yeah,
they're going to remake it to like make it fun.
But But I mean, because Retro's obviously busy with Metroid, and like, it would be really neat because there hasn't been any new games since Tropical Freeze. It'd be really neat to see them do something different like that. Like there hasn't been a 3D Donkey Kong game since Donkey Kong 64, and that's the only one, I think. So it'd be awesome to see what's
3D platformer.
Yeah, it would be awesome to see what that team that did Odyssey, what they could do with a Donkey Kong game. So I hope that one's true, honestly.
Wait, yeah, when Donkey Kong 64 came out, I was expecting a 3D version of Donkey Kong Country, and what I got was Banjo-Kazooie with a Donkey Kong skin on it.
Yeah.
I was like mildly disappointed by that. Even though it's a good game in some ways. Oh, yeah. I think that if they actually somehow translated that gameplay of Donkey Kong Country, of like the more like frantic, quick pace of those games into 3D somehow, I think it would do it a lot more justice than Donkey Kong 64 did.
Yeah. And it's also, by the way, I'm pretty sure, 1981, right? I'm pretty sure it's like the 40th anniversary of Donkey Kong this year.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's another anniversary that they would have to, like, it'd be neat if Nintendo was like, there's so many anniversaries. Look at all the ways we're gonna celebrate. Here's a new Donkey Kong. Here's some Metroid. There's some Zelda. I don't know. I could go on and on about Nintendo, but maybe we should move on.
I definitely could too.
I do hope to hear more about like the Diamond and Pearl remakes and Legends of Arceus and stuff like that, or Arceus, whatever you have, whatever your preferred nomenclature is. Yeah, dude, like especially like the Arceus thing, like that looks incredible. Like I'm super hyped for that, and I'm still hyped for the Diamond and Pearl remake.
Are the three of us in agreement that
like if we were just gonna do like 4?
Are the three of us in agreement that everybody's being real babies about like the Diamond and Pearl remakes? Because everybody wanted them for so long, and now that you're getting, it's like, oh, the graphics are too like, it looks great.
Yeah, I'm not.
Dude,
I'm not complaining.
Dude, it's literally just basically what everybody's asking for. Like, just remake it and put it on the Switch. Okay, boom, here you go.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Like, if you want it more,
yeah. They look kind of chibi, and people are complaining, but
it's done.
I've long ago learned that I think, aside from maybe Star Wars fans, Pokemon fans have got to be some of the most picky and finicky. The old saying, nobody hates Star Wars more than the fans, also applies to Pokemon fans,
Seemingly. But just like huge fandoms too, so I guess like you get every type of person.
That's a good point, yeah. So if you guys want to move on from Nintendo, the only thing we haven't covered is Microsoft. Anything you guys thinking you want? Like I said, probably gonna see Halo. Probably gonna see Elder Scrolls, and there's that new game as well that I wrote down.
Starfield.
Yes, that's it. That game looks really cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, have we even seen any footage of that game?
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, you know what I mean.
No, I know. I mean, like just the thought of Bethesda doing like an outer space RPG is definitely.
Yeah, it just sounds really cool.
Tantalizing. I could see them maybe announcing something related to Fallout.
Yeah.
I don't know what. Yeah, but like I feel like they want to like make everyone forget that Fallout 76 exists. So like I would be surprised if they like try to rebrand that series or something. And then I don't know, like. What do you think, Kev?
I'm pretty excited for I'm definitely excited for Elder Scrolls 6. That seems really interesting. I want to follow up with Skyrim and whatnot. So yeah, I hope it turns out good, and especially for that, like I don't know. I just hope it turns out decent, because I'm still relatively disappointed with Fallout 4. But you know, we'll have to wait and see, I guess.
I wonder. This is a really weird one, but I wonder if there's any credence to some of those rumors about Microsoft and Nintendo like collaborating more, because
That'd be crazy, man.
you know, it would be really interesting to see something like people have talked about like Xbox Game Pass on Switch, which maybe if there was a Switch Pro, like, and it was just a bit more powerful, it could handle something like that. Or it would be really neat to see something like Rare Replay on the Switch, or you know, something like, because they've been pretty buddy lately, and it would just be pretty interesting to see if they've got something up their sleeves.
You know, man, I still, I ever since I heard about it like back in the day, I still think of like what if like Sony and Nintendo just like toughed it out and like went to like now, you know?
Yeah.
Like, how crazy would that
Oh,
be,
you mean
know?
back
Like,
way
just,
back when
jam-packed together.
yeah, when they were making, what was it, the CD, or no, they were pretty much making the PlayStation, right? And then it was
Yeah, the PlayStation was originally like a Super Nintendo with a CD-ROM, basically.
yeah. What was it called? The
It was called the Nintendo PlayStation, I think.
that's okay.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Which I think we recently covered. They actually found one, and went for crazy price on eBay. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see, you know, how that relationship blossoms even further with Nintendo and Microsoft, and I wouldn't doubt if they had something going on.
It seems like not just Microsoft's gaming, you know, I can't think of the word, but like they're part of their company. It seems like not just that part, but of the company, but the entire company is kind of adopting more of an like open approach, where they're like collaborating with other companies more. Like apparently they want to get Xbox Game Pass streaming, or like I used to just call it xCloud because that was like the code name for it, but apparently they have some like convoluted name for it now. Could see that streaming service coming to the Switch. I don't like, especially since they've already proven, like with stuff like Resident Evil 7, that they can stream games to the Switch.
Yeah. And again, to me, the reveal of a Switch Pro, if that is what's going to happen, would be the perfect opportunity to do that. You know? Hey, guess what? Xbox Game Pass is on there too. You know? That would be...
I just have to wonder, like, how certain... Like, if you're an indie developer and your game is on the Switch, how are you going to feel about Games Pass all of a sudden being on the Switch and your game being free? Like, that would be... Like, I feel like it wouldn't be the entire library of Games Pass. It would be, like, some kind of limited thing where it's, like, mostly just first-party Microsoft games. And, like, if the game's already available on the Switch for sale, I feel like it's not going to be on... Like, if it's on Game Pass, it's not going to show up on the Switch.
No, maybe it would just be, like, their service, but like you said, altered. That would be awesome, honestly, because because Game Pass seems like a good deal, and yeah, just have it right there on the Switch would be awesome. That would be a reason to get the Switch Pro. Like, if say you could only get that on the Switch Pro, that would be a selling point. Like, easy.
Oh yeah.
You know, so who knows what's up their sleeves, but it would be. I thought about that. I remember thinking that last year before E3 kind of just got. You know, they had to cancel and everything, but it would be interesting to see them do something like that.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see Microsoft bring back like Conquer or Banjo too.
Yes, I thought that too.
For that. Or do like bring back some like really old Xbox One, like actual Xbox One, the original OG Xbox character, like Blinks the Time Sweeper or something.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
There's quite a few games on the original Xbox that Microsoft published that they just never made sequels to. They had some kind of like interesting ideas.
Yeah, it's probably hard to go back and do everything, but you know, it's like almost every company, like we were talking about before with Square Enix. Like there's stuff that they, you know, have had just in limbo, series and even popular stuff they haven't touched in a long time. So, you know, it'd be neat to see some of those old games get resurrected in some fashion.
I would honestly love to see some kind of like bundle, or like maybe an Xbox One S bundle that comes with a year of Game Pass or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just for me personally, like I would love to have like even more of an incentive to get that system
Yeah.
because I've been thinking about it already.
I think if I'm not really interested right now in the next gen consoles. I think if I were to pick one, I'd want the new Xbox. It just seems like a better deal. That's my opinion, but
Yeah, I would probably go with the S personally, just because I feel like that would be powerful enough for
Yeah.
me, like for my situation.
yeah.
And I just download all my games anyway, so I wouldn't care about the lack of a disc.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, that's a very good point.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm expecting big things from Microsoft because like I'm one of those people who's kind of on the fence about getting an Xbox One, so I would love for them to like actually sell me on it.
Yeah. And I imagine, I mean, them, like, really, I think Sony not being there helps them a lot. Because, I mean, aside from Nintendo, they're the big boys, really, at the, like, it's kind of their event in a way. And they have, like you said, somebody like you who's kind of on the fence. They really have an opportunity to sell it, you know, sell the system to us. And, I mean, with all the studios they're picking up, and if stuff like that rumor with Sega, them purchasing Sega and other things, and with Bethesda and all that, it's like, I would think that they have a lot of stuff up their sleeve, like a lot of great games, and it'd be really cool to
I
see.
mean, there's tons of stuff we haven't even mentioned. Like, there's like that new game from Ninja Theory. There's the new Age of Empires. There's a new Fable that was announced that they haven't really talked about yet.
I forgot about that. I heard about the Fable, yeah.
I was just saying, like, there's just a lot of potential for announcements from them because there's a lot of stuff that's been announced that they haven't really shown off a lot of, and there's just like so many studios that they've bought up that haven't announced new projects yet.
Anything you want to see, Kev?
What, from Microsoft?
Yeah. I mean, you don't have the new. You don't have.
Again on that.
You don't really have an Xbox, do you?
I mean, I got the I have the Xbox One, and I just have like a PS4, and I mean, PS from my brother. Stevie usually uses the Xbox One. Yeah, I don't know. Like, it kind of fell off the wagon after the six. Like, I bought like an Xbox One first, and then I was like, no, dude, you get the PS4, it's so much better. And then I got a PS4, and like, oh, whatever. And then I just kind of stuck with it. And you know, I like it. To me, it's a better console than Xbox One. But I'll probably end up getting the PS5 if I'm being completely honest, because I'm just like, I'll just stick with Sony. You know, I don't know, like, I'm not really too crazy about like years or anything like that anymore. I mean, the only thing I'd really probably buy it for is like any like Bethesda game or something like that, which I'm pretty bummed about, you know. So.
Do either of you guys know if Sony's gonna do any kind of like a separate event or anything?
I don't know.
I think there's going to be a state of play. I just don't think it's happening that week.
Oh, okay.
I could be wrong. They just did one for the new Horizon game, but they like literally only talked about Horizon for like 40 minutes or something.
Wow. Yeah. I thought there was recently a state of play. So.
But yeah, I can definitely see where you're coming from, Kev. Like for me, I find that I like with Sony and Microsoft, I kind of switch every generation for some reason.
Yeah.
Like for me, one of the only thing about it not having a disc drive is that it would be cool to be able to play all my old 360 games like up resed. So that's the one thing that would make me go towards the Xbox One X. I mean, sorry, the Xbox Series X. Great naming, Microsoft.
Yeah, horrible naming.
So yeah, like that's one thing I really have to give props to Microsoft for is like they're pretty much the best when it comes to backwards compatibility these days. And I have this huge library of 360 games, not just like discs, but all the old XBLA games that I bought that I would love to just like dive back into again and like play at better frame rates and shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I still don't understand why, like, because they did that even with like the PS3 at first, and it just overheated, and then after that they're just like, nope, we're not doing this anymore. Every other PS3 after this is like, just you're gonna only play PS1 games and etc. But it's like, dude, like what, like, is it like even nowadays, like, is it really that tough to like do that? I don't know. You know? So,
Yeah, I don't know how much manpower it took.
Dude, I have like.
But if there was backwards compatibility, guys, then they couldn't re-release the game and remaster it and charge,
Yeah.
you know.
And
Yeah,
maybe
but like,
stream it.
there's
and
so
charge
many
for
games that you
streaming.
can't get, right?
That's true.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's right, like Sony was kind of the first ones to do that. Like with the PlayStation 2. It kind of like led the charge on backwards compatibility. Like the only other thing that really did that was the Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the Game Boy Advance as well.
Yeah, sure.
And the Switch obviously is the first big Nintendo console that doesn't have backwards compatibility. I mean, it kind of can't, but even so.
Yeah, like I guess the consoles didn't until the Wii, but the handhelds always did with Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, the Wii could play GameCube, right?
That's what I mean though, but before the Wii there was no backwards compatibility, like the N64.
Oh yeah, you're right.
the
That's
GameCube
true.
Didn't have any kind of backwards
That's true. Yeah,
compatibility.
it's like they went back to that. It's weird.
Yeah. It's especially weird when you consider that we're not using like new like formats like we're not using like a new type of cartridge or anything like in a new generation.
Yeah. It's...
I mean, obviously the PS5 has pretty good backwards compatibility with the PS4. It's just not with anything else.
I imagine you guys would agree with this, but like I wouldn't care about backwards compatibility at all if some of these games were just available. Like if pretty much everything was available, then who cares, you know?
Oh yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah, like imagine if like the Switch Online was like actually the Netflix for games that people thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And you could actually, right, like access that entire library.
And there's no reason why, you know, you're talking about some of those exclusive Microsoft games. There's no reason why those couldn't just be available, you know? There's no reason why a plethora of different PS2 games couldn't be available. I get second and third party games. And for, like, the Switch, I mean, the NES, SNES thing, as much as I love the Super NES, like, yeah, come on. There's no reason N64 games, GameCube shouldn't be on there. You could even make an argument for Wii games, because that's 2 generations ago now, so it's, you know, it's not very consumer friendly, but...
Yeah, and I don't know, it's hard to imagine that it would be that hard with the Joy-Cons to like do some kind of Wii emulator and just have like the Joy-Cons act like Wiimotes.
Yeah, I mean, you can move. It's got motion control like the Wii, so I don't, you know.
Plus, like, dude, like if they can, you know, port a game like Mario Galaxy where like it's based around pretty much.
Yeah, that's true. You're right. Mario Galaxy is.
I couldn't see why not. Man,
Yeah.
You know, because there's so much movement and like, you know, crosshair and stuff.
But Sony and Microsoft have no excuse because the controller hasn't changed pretty much at all since.
Oh god, dude.
You know. So I don't know.
Well, I mean that's what I'm saying though. Like Microsoft, you could literally buy an Xbox Series X and put original Xbox games in it, and they will run at 4K. Some of them.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, like it's still a game by game basis though. Like you have to wait for like an update to come out for the system that will let you play the game, kind of thing.
Yeah. I don't know. think we gotten a little off topic, but that was good. Did anybody have anything else they wanted to say about Microsoft?
Just that I'm expecting big things as always. They usually seem to do a really good job with their press conferences.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they'll be very interesting to watch. I'd say we'll wrap it up, but kind of final thoughts here. What's you guys' hype level for E3 this year? We didn't
Like a scale of 1 to 10 kind of thing. Yeah.
Sure, scale of 1 to 10. I mean, we didn't get a show last year. Everybody was saying it's kind of dying. Yeah, Sony's not there, but there is going to be a lot of other, presentations. So, yeah, I don't know. Out of 10, sure, why not?
I don't know. I don't know, guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'll give it. I'll give it. I'll be a little generous. I'll give it like, because like, especially considering, cause like, like the Corona boner, virus effect and everything. I feel like there is still like some like, oh wow, like they're actually, So I'm hoping, I'm hoping something good comes out of it.
Me too.
Microsoft and all these other companies too. So fingers crossed.
Yeah,
I'll give it a solid 7.
I would 7. Yeah, that's about where I'm at. Maybe 7.5. I was just gonna say, like, I missed it more than I thought I would last year. Like,
Yeah.
we still got a bunch of announcements, but they were kind of like weirdly like sporadic and spread all over the place over the course of like 2 months. So it'll be nice to kind of just like have that week where I can like come home and just like read news for 2 hours and just like see a bunch of crazy like developer interviews and stuff. Because it really is like Christmas morning when it comes around.
Yeah, it
Like I
is.
used to like look forward to it for like months leading up to it when I was a kid.
Yeah, same. I would say my hype level's around where you guys are. I'll give it an 8. What the hell? I'm trying to curtail expectations, but I am excited to see what's going to be released because, especially of course Nintendo, because I think they've kept a lot close, and I'm hoping that there's going to be some exciting stuff. And like you said, James, I agree. I've always looked forward to E3. There's always at least 1 or 2 things that I get pretty excited about, and it'll be fun to see what games are coming out.
It'll also just be cool to see like how people are taking advantage of like new tech, like the new Unreal Engine and like the solid state drive on the PS5 and stuff like that. Like it'll be cool to see just like how developers are taking advantage of that and like what cool new ideas that just like come out of left field that we weren't even expecting.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah, that side of it's always really exciting too, But yeah, I don't know. Any other thoughts? It's kind
I'm pretty much all my thoughts, I guess.
of right.
I'm sure the Nintendo's Direct will be like up and down as it always is. There's like 5 or 10 minutes where you're just like, why are they spending so much time on this?
Yeah. It's like, I don't
And
care.
then at the end, there's gonna be like some huge megaton where you're like, that was all worth it. It's just for
Yeah.
this one half.
It's like I had to watch like 5 minutes of Fire Emblem, and then I finally got like my remake of whatever,
Yeah, exactly.
Link to the Past or something, So
Do it. We've talked about that
Yeah.
on the series.
that's a
before.
game that would be great as a remake, I think. So we'll see. All right, well, I'm gonna end this. Thanks everybody for watching. Kev, James,
Thank you.
as always, it was fun. Keep an eye out. We're gonna be doing some more E3 coverage. Like I said, roundtable discussion will be really fun. Hopefully, we're all a little less tired for that. And I don't know. We'll see what else. Like James and I even talked about maybe trying to stream like our live reactions to stuff. I don't know. We'll see if we are able to do that or not. But till then,
Yeah, I guess I should like book that time off if I'm gonna be doing that.
right? Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Thanks everybody for watching. Kev, you send us out tonight.
Hello, everybody. keep rocking in the free world and do 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 do. Come on, Bob. James.
Do 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 do.
Do do.
Do.
Oh, do 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 do. Oh my god.
Do.
I thought you wanted me to like sing a part from Rockin' in the Free World. Good song.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We got coffee stores and toilet paper.
That'll be the end of this. We'll just all sing "Keep on Rockin' in the Free World."
Ready, guys? 3. Ready, guys? 3, 2, 1. Keep on rocking in the free world.
Free world.
So sing together.
Keep on rocking in the free world, everybody.